Alright, this is just a quick before video to see if this Dallas Arbiter Fuzz Wah Face makes any sound at all. It's in Fuzz Wah mode right now on the side switch. I haven't turned it on since I replaced the foot switch, so I have no clue if it's going to work or not. It shouldn't sound very good at all because I know that the electrolytic capacitor's out. I determined about hey. Okay, that's off. I can tell that I cleaned the pot and it doesn't sound promising. Like I said, some of the 14 components I measured were out of spec. Okay, I'm going to turn it just on wah wah. Hey, I mean, the bypass doesn't sound too bad. And actually the pot doesn't sound bad when it's just in wah wah mode. So I don't know what the pot and the fuzz have going on. Oh, I gotta, let me put it back on Fuzz Wah. And I think, okay. Alright, back to wah wah. Now you can tell it's kind of weak, but the pot doesn't sound bad. Let's see if we can get the wah wah to at least sound good, and maybe I can bypass the fuzz, but maybe they'll both sound good. Well, I'm pretty excited, man. This thing worked. See, what did I change? About 12 or 13 components, and really. And the other thing was the pot inside the treadle was all out of whack. It wasn't adjusted correctly. You know, there was a lot of bass, a lot of dead area. That's clean. All I got to do now is get some those rubber pads on the front, you know, when you push down to turn the switch on and off. I need to get some good pads so that I have some, but I just got to figure out how to get them in there. I don't really care for the silicone fuzz. Here's the fuzz. and switch again back to the wah wah. Pretty cool, huh? And then we can add some Mr. White here. Back to clean. Turn the fuzz back on. And the Mr. White. Off and just some Mr. White's on. I guess it would have its kind of novelty song that you could use it on, the fuzz. But the wah is like a regular Italian Vox wah mode. Alright, well, shoot, I got another wah wah. Don't give up on your old effects. I mean, I was just lucky enough to have one given to me, but man, replacing those parts made all the difference. Talk to you later. Alright, like I said, I identified about 12 to 14 components that were bad in my little schematic here. And got all my parts in from Mouser, I think. Got all of this electrolytic capacitor, electrolytic, 2 of those, some ohmite carbon comp resistors in these moisture proof bags. I never ordered from them. They seem to have a lot of, it seems to be like one of the top places to get components. All carbon comp resistors, different manufacturers, Kamaya, ohmite, and let's see, this is a film capacitor instead of the tropical fish Mullards that were in some of the originals. This is the 1/2 watt. Kamaya, Walson carbon comp. So either way, I got kind of a hodgepodge. And we're going to put them all in. See how it works. Pretty simple. I am going to have to unsolder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, wires, all these lead wires to the board that go to the board. Unsolder those off these posts, take the board out, and start working on it. Alright, I got the board out. All I'm going to do is come over here, put my soldering gun on these terminals, pull the components out. I'll start with this electrolytic capacitor right here. You got to be sure you get the negative and the positive in the right place. The negative goes to ground, which you can see this big strip right here is all the things that are grounded. But that's where we are. I'm going to replace them all, put it back together. Well, if you haven't done this before, or you're a beginner, someone like me, this isn't all that easy. I mean, I've been here for 30 minutes and I got 2 components taken off. This old capacitor and old resistor, and 1 resistor put on. I mean, the things move around a lot when you get the solder hot, and then you got to be sure that you didn't accidentally solder over the other trace and short circuit something, and then if you don't get the wires bent, you have to have one of these wire benders for your resistors. What this little bender does is, I'm going to demonstrate. You just stick it in there like that, the resistor in there. Then you can bend these wires real easy at the right measurement. It comes out like that. And then they go down in the board easier. But you also have to have a solder sucker and things like that, because you want to clear those holes out when you remove the old components, otherwise you can't get the new component in. So here's my solder sucker. And I tried this braid, which I've bought a long time ago, and I've never been able to get this stuff to work. So this thing has a little bulb on it, push it in, stick it on there, melt it, and just let off, and it sucks the solder off of there. Like I said, you got to be careful with this small stuff. Alright, I got everything replaced. Probably can't even tell. There's some new resistors, new cap here, new electrolytic there, electrolytic, resistors all around, another cap here. One resistor I missed was this one right here. It's about 16% off, and then plus or minus 10, so hopefully that doesn't affect me. I don't want to take this thing apart again in order. Pay $8 shipping for one 10-cent resistor.